Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I have for you a true and honest review of HelloFresh. I'm sure you've heard of HelloFresh if you are an avid YouTube watcher, just because so many people have been sponsored by HelloFresh, so I decided to try it for myself. I tried it for 2 weeks. This video is not sponsored, by the way, so I can give you my true and honest review of the pros and cons of HelloFresh. And stay tuned for the end because I'm also going to rate each meal that I tried. So yeah. So basically, HelloFresh is a meal kit sent to your door, and we're just gonna go over the pros. So the first pro is the convenience. It is so convenient. Obviously, you don't have to go to the market and look for groceries. Groceries? Because that's the #1 issue I have with cooking. I'll think about having to go to the market and then maybe having to go to 2 different markets, and then I just get frustrated and end up not cooking. So that's one thing that I loved about it. And then as far as the convenience, it's packaged pretty well so that the items won't spoil. It also tells you the time that they're going to send it exactly and where your delivery person is so that you know to pick it up at a certain time from your door. But either way, yeah, it's packaged pretty well. It has huge ice blocks for any meats or veggies that need to be refrigerated or kept frozen. Another pro is that it is less waste because they give you the exact amount that you need. Sometimes when you go to the market and you buy food for something you're about to cook, you buy way too much, let's say like spinach, and you can't finish it on time, which is great because HelloFresh gives you the exact amount that you need just to make that meal. Next is there are discount codes available anywhere, so you shouldn't be paying full price, especially for your first time buying HelloFresh. I probably have a discount code. If I do, it'll be right here and down below. But I think that's super convenient and helps you within the first few boxes so that you can see if you actually like it or not before spending full price on it. Another thing that I loved was that it is customizable, so you can state whether you are pescatarian or need family-friendly meals if you're vegetarian. And not only that, but once you get your meal kits, you can kind of customize with what ingredients you have at home. So if it says to season with salt and you have garlic salt and you like garlic salt better, then season that with garlic salt, you know? So you can kind of customize it still to your own liking and just add your little touch to it if you like. Another thing that I loved about HelloFresh is that there is a large variety of meal selections. So I thought they were kind of just gonna give you like 5 meals to choose from, but there's pretty much a large variety. I find at least 3 good meals for the week that I get to cook, so I'm pretty happy about that. So for the meal box that I chose I think just meat and veggies, and I think that the meals gave a perfect amount of protein, carbs, and veggies, and I really love that because sometimes when I cook things or I find recipes, it doesn't have enough veggies. So HelloFresh really provided that for me, and I really love that. Obviously, another pro is it teaches you how to cook. The recipes are super simple to follow, really easy. Sometimes when I'm looking online, the recipes can be confusing, and then there's ads in between, and it just gets like, I don't know, they're not really easy to follow, but with HelloFresh, it was so easy, and I feel like I learned to cook a lot. Obviously, throughout the 2 weeks, I was able to learn how to cook a few good meals that I was able to save. I took pictures of it. I think you can also look back at the meals that you made, so you can make them again on your own. You don't have to use HelloFresh, and now you have new recipes that you've learned. So obviously another plus is it's less expensive than eating out and healthier. So if you're someone that eats out all the time, then this would be a good thing to try out, and you'll also be a lot healthier. Another plus was that it had high quality meats and vegetables. And I know it says that on the site, but they were actually right about that because the meats that they chose were so juicy. Sometimes when I go to the market and buy meat, I know it depends how you cook it sometimes, but it just seemed like the meats that they chose were just so high quality and actually really juicy. And it was so amazing. And the veggies were pretty high quality as well. And now we're just gonna quickly go over the cons. So I was a little bit confused about the pricing. I thought all the boxes were gonna be the same price, but the way they did it was a little bit confusing. So my first box was, let me see. My first box was $28.41, and that's how I thought it was gonna be for like the next few boxes. But then the next box ended up being $43.17, and these were for 3 meals for the week, which is a pretty good price, the $28.41 one, but the $43.17 is a little bit out of my budget. And that brings us to the next con, which is that it is pricier than going to the market. Like I said, it's cheaper than going out, but it is pricier than going to the market and buying your own meals. But that's because you're paying for the convenience and less waste as well. Another con, and this one isn't for me, but I realized this, that if you're like gluten-free or vegan or other more restricted diets, those options aren't really as available for those people yet. I don't know if they're working on that, but yeah, if you're vegan, I don't think you'd have to like customize it more on your own when you're at home, and that's not always available also, and that just ends up being pricier. So yeah. So first I'm going to rate, so the first meal I tried was the steak with creamy thyme sauce, and guys, this like blew me away. It was a 10 out of 10. It was so good. It's so simple to follow. The second meal was the Shawarma chickpea couscous bowl. This is my first time trying couscous, and I would rate this a 7, no. I would rate this one a 6 out of 10. It was such a disappointment, but that's only because it told me to pickle the red onions only for like 20 minutes. So then I just put it all in the meal after I was done pickling them, and it ended up being way too strong. Like I couldn't even eat the meal. So yeah, if you ever need to pickle onions, definitely pickle it longer. The next meal I tried was the mozzarella and herb chicken, and this one I customized it on my own, which is something that I mentioned in the pros list. So I was supposed to cook this with carrots and couscous, but I ended up cooking the mozzarella chicken with marinara sauce and spaghetti, basically noodles, because I was in the mood for noodles, and it ended up being so good. So can I even rate this one? I'll still rate the chicken recipe. I rated a 9 out of 10. The next meal that I tried was the spicy shrimp and broccoli stir fry, and the thing is, when I think too hard about shrimp, I actually like shrimp, like Cajun shrimp or shrimp in pastas, but for some reason, when I think too hard about shrimp, I end up not liking it. I don't know, I didn't like it as much for this meal, so I give it a 7 out of 10. The sauces were pretty good. I just was not feeling the shrimp. And for the last meal, okay, well, they also had an orange chicken that I chose out, and I forgot to record, but I just rate that, okay, it was good, but I'm rating it a 7 out of 10 only because this is, I actually have something more convenient at Trader Joe's where I can just make their orange chicken, the frozen kind, which is kind of lazy, but I just like theirs better. And it's easier, so yeah, Trader Joe's orange chicken. They also have, I think the cauliflower kind, so I just like Trader Joe's more. And for the last meal was the hoisin glazed pork tenderloin. I was iffy to buy this because I try not to eat pork, especially if I'm cooking it myself. I mean, it should be healthier if you're cooking it yourself, but like I choose not to make pork meals. But I was like, okay, let's just try it. It looks good. And yes, it was a 10 out of 10. The sauce was amazing. The pork was so juicy and tender. The green beans were yum. The rice, the way it was prepared, or the way that it told us to prepare it. I keep saying us as if like it was a class. It was just me. Yeah, so that's pretty much it in terms of rating the meals that I tried and the pros and cons list. All in all, if you go out to eat a lot, I suggest trying out HelloFresh for sure, just because it would be so much healthier and a little bit less expensive. But if you're someone who already cooks at home a lot, I would maybe still try like one box, but see how it works out for you. Maybe you just need a little bit more convenience. Maybe you're super busy and can't make it to the market. Then I would also try it for sure. But yeah, you can pause or cancel your boxes anytime, so I think that's pretty cool because I've had mine paused for a really long time just because I've been so busy that I've just been like rushing my food choices. But yeah, that's basically all of the video. If you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a thumbs up, and thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.